Have you ever wondered if your intimate life has an impact on your overall health as you age? It's not something that's often talked about, but it's a conversation that's essential to your well-being. You might think that once you're over a certain age, intimacy is no longer important, or maybe you think it's too late to worry about it. But did you know that not having sex in your later years can have a surprising effect on your body and mind? Take Irene and Paul, for example. Irene is in her mid-70s and Paul, her partner, is just a few years older. They've been together for decades and have always shared a strong bond, but lately they've noticed that their intimacy has slowed down. For a while, it didn't seem to matter much. But as time passed, they both began feeling more disconnected, not just from each other, but from themselves. Their energy levels dropped, their moods shifted, and they felt a little more isolated than they used to. They didn't realize it at first, but the absence of intimacy was having a subtle but significant impact on their health. Research shows that intimacy, especially sex, can play a vital role in maintaining physical and emotional health as we age. A study from the Journal of Health and Social Behavior found that older adults who remain sexually active reports better mental health, increased life satisfaction, and a stronger sense of well-being. It's not just about pleasure. It's about connection, energy, and vitality. But what happens when intimacy fades away? The impact isn't always immediately visible, but it builds over time. You may begin to notice subtle changes: a lack of energy, feeling a bit more lonely, or even an increase in feelings of anxiety or depression. The absence of intimacy can affect your emotional health just as much as it impacts your physical well-being. It's important to note that intimacy doesn't always have to mean sexual intercourse. For some, simply maintaining a close emotional connection with a partner, sharing affection, or even holding hands can provide similar benefits. That emotional connection is crucial to keeping a sense of vitality in your later years. It's about the bond you share and the physical touch that reinforces it. That warmth, closeness, and reassurance are powerful tools for keeping both your heart and mind in good health. The truth is, intimacy is about more than just sex. It's about maintaining the connections that make life rich, meaningful, and fulfilling. Whether it's with a long-term partner or through other forms of affectionate connection, nurturing intimacy is essential for healthy aging. When we think about intimacy in older age, it's easy to focus just on the physical aspects, like staying active or maintaining a healthy heart. But what many don't realize is the profound impact that intimacy, whether it's sexual or emotional, has on your mental and emotional health. Let's take a closer look at how intimacy affects your psychological well-being, especially as you get older. Consider Alice and Janet. Alice is 68, and her longtime partner Janet is 72. They've been together for over 40 years, but as they've aged, they've noticed that their relationship has evolved. While their physical intimacy has decreased, their emotional connection remains strong. In fact, they've learned to adapt and find new ways of being intimate that don't necessarily involve sex. Still, there are moments when Alice feels a little down about the absence of physical closeness, particularly when she notices that Janet seems less engaged in their shared activities. It's not uncommon for older adults to experience feelings of loneliness or emotional withdrawal as intimacy fades, but there are ways to address these feelings. Research indicates that emotional intimacy plays a significant role in maintaining mental health as we age. A study published in the Journals of Gerontology found that people in long-term relationships who continue to engage in affectionate behaviors such as cuddling, holding hands, and sharing intimate moments report better mental health, reduced anxiety, and lower rates of depression. For Alice and Janet, their emotional bond remains a key factor in feeling fulfilled, even though their physical intimacy has changed. They rely on the emotional closeness that has been built over the years. This helps them both feel secure and supported. But what happens when that emotional connection weakens? Without intimacy, it's easy to feel a sense of isolation, even when you're surrounded by loved ones. Our emotional needs don't disappear as we age. They evolve. The emotional warmth that comes from sharing a physical connection is irreplaceable. But the good news is that there are plenty of ways to nurture that bond. Think about Irene and Paul again. Their intimacy isn't what it used to be, but they've started to notice the positive effects of taking small steps to rekindle their emotional connection. Irene found that initiating simple gestures, like sitting down to share a cup of tea or engaging in deep conversations about their memories together, helped strengthen their emotional closeness. The act of staying emotionally connected through these everyday rituals had a noticeable impact on their happiness. It reduced their feelings of isolation and boosted their self-esteem. The psychological benefits of intimacy are real. When you stay emotionally engaged, you create a sense of security and belonging. This connection can help buffer against feelings of loneliness or sadness, which many older adults experience as they face the challenges of aging. Moreover, when couples share emotional intimacy, they are more likely to weather the ups and downs of life with resilience. They feel supported, understood, and appreciated, which contributes to a more positive outlook on life overall. If you're feeling distant from your partner or loved one, it's okay to take small, intentional steps to reconnect. Start by sharing something meaningful about your day, reminiscing about fun memories, or simply being present together. These moments can help you rebuild intimacy and strengthen the emotional bonds that are so vital to your well-being. While emotional and psychological intimacy are crucial, it's also important to understand that intimacy, particularly sexual activity, offers distinct physical health benefits. As we age, maintaining a healthy lifestyle becomes increasingly important, and intimacy can play a key role in that. You might be surprised to learn that intimacy can help improve physical health in ways that go beyond pleasure. Let's take a closer look at how staying intimate can benefit your body as you get older. Take Paul and Irene, for example. Paul is 75 and Irene is 72. Though their sexual activity has slowed down over the years, they've found that when they do engage in intimacy, both of them feel more energized and mentally sharp. They've noticed that their sleep improves, and they feel less stressed in the days following their intimate moments. This is not just coincidence, there's research to back it up. One study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior shows that sexual activity is associated with better cardiovascular health. Regular sexual activity can improve circulation, lower blood pressure, and even reduce the risk of heart disease, something that becomes particularly important as you age. The physical exertion involved in sexual activity can be compared to light to moderate exercise, which stimulates the body's cardiovascular system. Just like walking or light aerobics, sex can help keep your heart healthy. In addition, sex is known to release a flood of feel-good hormones, such as oxytocin and endorphins, which contribute to a sense of well-being and happiness. These hormones not only reduce stress but also help alleviate feelings of anxiety or depression, which many older adults may experience. Engaging in intimacy helps your body to release these natural mood boosters, improving your overall outlook on life and reducing the likelihood of developing mental health conditions. Moreover, engaging in intimacy can help improve muscle tone and flexibility. The physical movement involved in sexual activity can help maintain muscle strength and joint mobility, both of which tend to decline with age. This is especially important for seniors, as maintaining muscle mass and joint function is crucial for overall mobility and quality of life. Even if sexual activity is no longer a frequent part of your life, simple forms of intimacy, like hugging, kissing, or close physical touch, can still provide these benefits. These actions, while not as physically demanding as sex, still stimulate the body's release of oxytocin and endorphins, contributing to overall health and happiness. Think about Irene and Paul again. They found that even simple moments of physical affection, like holding hands or a tender embrace, bring them a sense of connection that improves their mental and physical well-being. What's more, intimacy can also promote better sleep. As we age, sleep issues can become more common, and the hormone release that happens during sexual activity, especially the release of oxytocin, helps promote relaxation and calmness. This can make it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep, leading to better rest. For older adults, good quality sleep is essential for mental clarity, memory, and overall vitality. If you're struggling with sleep issues, you might find that reconnecting with your partner in a physical, intimate way could be just what you need to get those restful hours back. As we've already discussed, physical intimacy has its clear benefits, but the emotional and psychological aspects are just as significant, perhaps even more so. In later life, loneliness and isolation can become common challenges, and these struggles can have a profound impact on mental health. Intimacy plays a key role in combating these challenges, helping to nurture emotional connection and promote mental well-being. Take Janet and Alice, for instance. Janet, who is 68, and Alice, her longtime partner, have been together for 45 years. While their sexual relationship has changed over time due to health concerns and the natural progression of aging, the emotional bond between them remains strong. Janet often says that their ability to stay emotionally intimate, whether through simple touch, conversation, or the occasional intimate moment, helps them both feel deeply connected. This connection brings comfort, joy, and a sense of stability to their lives. Research shows that intimacy in any form, sexual or non-sexual, helps reduce feelings of loneliness, something many older adults experience. According to a study in the Journal of Gerontology, individuals who maintain physical intimacy report feeling less isolated and more emotionally fulfilled. This is because physical touch, even something as simple as hugging or holding hands, releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Oxytocin promotes feelings of trust and affection, and it's often called the love hormone because of its strong connection to deep emotional bonding. For older couples, maintaining this closeness can make a huge difference in combating loneliness and boosting emotional health. Emotional intimacy, beyond the physical connection, also plays a crucial role in mental health. In fact, couples who are emotionally close often experience better mental health overall. The companionship and support that comes from intimacy provide a strong foundation for dealing with life's challenges. When you're in a relationship where both partners feel supported and cherished, it can make coping with stress or grief much easier. That's why intimacy, whether physical or emotional, is often described as the glue that holds relationships together, offering both comfort and strength as life goes on. For those who may not be in a romantic relationship, it's also important to recognize that intimacy doesn't have to be tied to a sexual relationship to have positive emotional effects. Close friendships and social connections are equally powerful. For instance, physical touch like a pat on the back, holding hands with a close friend, or even just sitting together in quiet companionship can help foster emotional well-being. When Alice and Janet faced difficult times, they found that their emotional intimacy allows them to lean on each other, sharing the load of life's ups and downs. Intimacy also contributes to a sense of self-worth. As we age, many people struggle with feelings of invisibility or diminished value, especially in a society that often prioritizes youth. Maintaining intimate relationships, both physical and emotional, serves as a reminder that we are still valuable, worthy of love, and deserving of connection. This, in turn, can strengthen our sense of self-esteem and confidence. So, whether you're in a committed relationship or you simply cherish the close bonds you share with family and friends, intimacy remains a vital part of emotional health. It gives you a sense of belonging, reduces feelings of isolation, and offers a sense of security that is deeply comforting, especially as you navigate the later years of life. Intimacy is not just about sex. It's about the human need to connect, love, and be loved. We've talked about the emotional and mental benefits of intimacy, but there's also a very real connection between maintaining intimate relationships and physical longevity. Yes, intimacy, whether sexual or emotional, can have a direct impact on how long and how well you live. Studies have shown that people who maintain close relationships and intimate connections experience lower levels of stress, better immune function, and even a longer lifespan. Take Irene and Paul as an example. Irene, now 75, and Paul, 77, have been married for over 50 years. They've weathered many challenges together, from raising children to navigating health issues, but their connection has remained strong. Irene talks about how their ability to stay physically affectionate with each other, even in small ways, has kept their bond alive. Whether it's a kiss on the cheek or holding hands during a walk, these moments of connection help them feel younger and more energized. Irene believes their intimate relationship has played a big part in their overall health, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Research supports this idea. A study published in Psychosomatic Medicine found that couples who engage in regular physical affection have lower blood pressure, reduced stress, and improved immune function. The release of oxytocin during moments of physical intimacy doesn't just make you feel loved, it helps lower cortisol levels, the hormone associated with stress. Lower stress levels are linked to better heart health, lower inflammation, and a more robust immune system. But it's not just about the stress-relieving benefits. Physical intimacy has a direct impact on the cardiovascular system. Studies have shown that sexual activity, in particular, can contribute to better cardiovascular health. A study in the American Journal of Cardiology found that people who maintain regular sexual activity have a lower risk of developing heart disease. This is especially important as we age, as cardiovascular issues become more common in older adults. Maintaining intimacy with a partner keeps the blood flowing in more ways than one. Moreover, engaging in regular physical affection can help keep your muscles and joints active. While the intensity of sex may change with age, maintaining physical closeness is still beneficial for mobility and flexibility. In fact, many older adults who continue to be affectionate with their partners report feeling more limber and energized in their day-to-day activities. One of the most remarkable aspects of intimacy as it relates to longevity is its effect on brain health. The emotional and physical connection that comes with intimacy stimulates the brain in positive ways. The act of bonding and connecting can help improve cognitive function as well as memory. In fact, the Journal of Aging and Health highlights studies showing that people in long-term, intimate relationships tend to have better cognitive function in later years. The mental stimulation of keeping a close emotional connection can help keep the mind sharp, as it encourages regular social interaction and emotional engagement. Lastly, let's not overlook the profound impact intimacy can have on sleep quality. We all know that a good night's sleep is one of the cornerstones of good health, and intimacy can play a major role in improving sleep. Physical touch, including sex, promotes the release of endorphins and oxytocin, both of which help relax the body and reduce tension, making it easier to fall asleep. This is especially important as we age, as sleep patterns tend to shift and often become less restful. If Irene and Paul have taught us anything, it's that maintaining intimacy not only brings emotional satisfaction, but also physical restfulness. In summary, the physical benefits of intimacy are far-reaching. It supports heart health, boosts the immune system, helps maintain muscle and joint flexibility, sharpens cognitive function, and promotes better sleep. These are all essential elements in maintaining a high quality of life as we age, and intimacy is a key part of the equation. It's not just about pleasure or connection, it's about taking care of your body and ensuring that you're living your healthiest, most fulfilling life possible. As we reach the end of this video, I want you to take a moment to reflect on everything we've shared today. If you're in a relationship, or even if you're navigating life solo, the importance of intimacy, whether emotional, physical, or both, cannot be overstated. It's not just about the moment of connection. It's about what that connection does for your overall well-being. Intimacy is an essential ingredient for a long, healthy, and fulfilling life, especially as we age. Remember, intimacy has the power to enhance your mental health, reduce stress, improve cardiovascular and immune function, support your cognitive health, and even lead to better sleep. These are not just abstract concepts. They're real, tangible benefits that can directly impact your quality of life. No matter your age, maintaining that emotional and physical connection with your partner, or fostering close, loving relationships with friends and family can be one of the best things you do for your health. Look at Irene and Paul, who've nurtured their bond over decades. Their story is a beautiful example of how love and intimacy, in all their forms, can enhance life in your later years. Just like them, you have the ability to foster deeper connections and take active steps toward enriching your emotional and physical health. Whether that means rekindling a romantic connection, engaging more deeply with friends, or simply being open to affectionate touch, every little step makes a difference. So, what's the next step for you? How can you integrate more meaningful, intimate connections into your life, no matter where you are in your journey? Have you thought about ways to keep your relationships alive and thriving as you age? Perhaps it's time to explore the benefits of intimacy more deeply, whether through conversation with a loved one, re-engaging in physical affection, or even simply being more intentional about staying connected with those you care about. If this video resonated with you, I encourage you to reflect on the ways that intimacy can be a powerful tool for maintaining and improving your health. Don't be afraid to seek guidance from your doctor, counselor, or loved ones if you have questions or concerns about your relationships and intimacy. And always remember, you deserve connection and fulfillment, no matter your age. As you move forward, I hope you're inspired to continue nurturing the bonds that matter most in your life. Whether it's with a partner, a friend, or a close family member, these relationships play an integral role in maintaining your well-being. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to The Elder Voice. We're here to continue supporting you on your journey to a happier, healthier life at every age. Stay connected, stay empowered, and remember that your best years are ahead of you. Until next time.